Good day everyone, I am Hazel G. Villasper from BPAD 2C. Now I am going to answer the following questions in MPE 7 Unit 6. First question, what are 4 important goal-setting principles practitioners should keep in mind when assisting an individual who wants to learn a particular skills? How might a practitioner apply each of the principles in assisting a person who is learning how to roller skate? The 4 important goal-setting principles practitioners should keep in mind when assisting an individual who wants to learn a particular skills are challenging, attainable, realistic, and specific, or CARS. The practitioner apply each of the principles in assisting a person who is learning how to roller skate. First is the challenging. The practitioner should challenge the learners to set a goals in rolling skating. The second is attainable. So once the goal has been set, the practitioner will have a reference point for assessing the learners. And the third is realistic. The practitioner will be a realistic approach on the learners. And the last is specific. The practitioner will be specific on the skills of the learners should learn until the learners will be able to learn how to roller skate and being able to perform after being assisted by the practitioner through the 4 important goal-setting principles. Second is discuss the relationship among target skills, target behavior, and target context. For one of the following activities, give an example of a target skills, a target behavior, and a target context. Fly fishing, billiards, using a prosthetic hand while eating baked potato, piloting an airplane, shooting a basketball. Target skills are actual tasks individual needs to acquire in order to achieve their goals. Target skills are identified practitioner must determine the observable behavior that are associated with successful performance of those skills. A target context or a environmental context in which the learners who want to be able to produce their target skills. Example is shooting a basketball. The target skills of the learners is to learn the different skills in shooting of a basketball. And the target behavior of the learners is watching the ball and keeping the hands and arms in the right position. The practitioner should encourage the learners to focus on one or more of these behavior until each become a consistent. And a target context or a environmental context of the basketball might be a highly competitive tournament in which the learners will perform the skills they acquire. Third question is, sometimes the past movement experiences a person brings to a learning situation can help the individual pick up the new skills more quickly. Discuss 3 categories of elements that might be shared by the 2 motor skills. Give then an example of each type of elements that might be similar for one of the following pairs of skills: whitewater canoeing and snow skiing, operating an automobile and operating a speedboat, wheelchair basketball, and a wheelchair floor hockey. The 3 categories of elements are motor or movement elements, perceptual elements, and the conceptual elements. Movement elements deal with the movement patterns of various action. Example is operating an automobile and operating a speedboat. The previous experience in operating an automobile can help to learn the skills in operating a speedboat because of the wheel of a car to determine the movement and direction of the travel. And the next is perceptual elements. Are task-related stimuli that individual must be able to interpret in order to assure successful performance. Example is whitewater canoeing and snow skiing. In whitewater canoeing, individual needs to interpret the task-related stimuli must be able to assure successful. So the whitewater canoeing that can be used when learning of snow skiing because it is task-related stimuli that individual must be able to interpret the movement to assure successful. And the Last is conceptual elements, such as strategies, rules, guidelines, and concept. Example is wheelchair basketball and wheelchair floor hockey, because of the rules of these sports is almost similar and the same. Last question, question 4. When assessing learners' progress, practitioners should select both outcome and process that are valid indicators of performance. Give an example of a valid outcome measure and a valid process measure for one of the following activities: hang gliding, boca rappelling, operating a latte, reading braille, playing the flute, shuffling a deck, or playing cards. When assessing learners' progress, practitioners should select both outcome and process measure that are valid indicators of performance. Example is hang gliding. The practitioner take more time while doing hang gliding is in valid process measure. The practitioner will observe the learners on how he or she doing or perform the hang gliding. The outcome measure they select and periodically evaluated the measure to determine which one provide the most valid indications of progress. That's all. Thank you.